What is going on, traders? Hopefully you're doing well. Today I want to talk about something a little bit different because market is very slow because today is the rollover date, and generally the second day of the rollover is going to be pretty decent. But today is also Friday, so a lot of traders extended their weekend, and there's really nothing much to talk about how to recognize high probability setups, how to read the chart correctly. So I want to take this opportunity to explain my money management system because I'm getting questions almost daily about my risk to reward ratio, why I'm going for 8 to 10 ticks, why I'm using limit orders. So I'm going to deep dive into this. And by the way, this is the September contracts. It's looking very slow, and this is the June contract, and it's even slower. There's really nothing happening. So I guarantee you a lot of you probably weren't trading today, and that was the right thing to do. So I want to talk about the importance of having proper money management system because it is crucial. It is very, very important having the right one, because, and not only for, this from the stance of making a lot of money, but more importantly, it making you feel mentally stable. And before I dive into this, I want to make sure that I don't want to talk bad about anybody, because the general consensus is going for 4 ticks in futures and going for 10 pips in Forex and 10 shares in stocks. And I definitely don't have nothing against any trader who have, different type of money management or risk to reward ratios. I respect everybody. Some of my favorite traders that I learned from are scalping for 4 ticks, but I decided to go for 8 to 10 ticks. I want to talk about why. But before we talk about this, we need to talk about the scalping, because this is a scalping strategy. We are looking for highest probability setups as possible at the key entry points. And the goal of scalping is to be very quickly in and out of the market. We want to spend as less time in the market, have the least exposure as we can. But at the same time, this is a balance between not leaving a lot of money on the table and not exposing ourselves in the market for a long time. Because the longer you expose yourself to the markets, there's a greater risk of you're getting stopped out. So we want to be in and out quickly. So the professional scalper's goal is to find the right balance between not leaving money on the table and not being long time in the market. And that's the great thing about scalping. We can make money when the market is selling off, rallying up in the trading range. We can make money under any circumstances. We're just following professional traders, following institutions, what they're doing, because they're deciding where the market is going to go. It's not retail traders, make no mistake about it. We are just insignificant traders, but we're just following institutions, and we don't have to worry about the next day before we wake up when what the market did overnight. If you're a swing trader, not saying the swing trading is wrong, but the scalping is a little bit more safer, I think, if you learn it. So I initially started scalping for 4 ticks, and the reason why I did that, because this is probably the most spread out piece of information between futures traders, that you want to scalp S&P 500 ES for 4 ticks. Al Brooks talking about it, Max talking about it, and a lot of different traders are talking about it as well. And since 20-30 years, everybody has been regurgitating this idea. And the reason why I changed it up, because in this particular market, the stop loss is around 8 ticks. The way you gauge your stop loss is you backtest, let's say, about 30 trades, and you put your stop loss 1 tick below the signal bar, and you average the amount of it. And in this market is about 8 ticks. So if I'm having a winning trade, and sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, depends on the volatility. But what used to happen to me, I could have 1 winning trade, my 1 point, but if the bar was a little bit bigger, let's say 3 points, I just lost a 3 winning trade on just 1 loser. And I was I was doing pretty good, because once I started to learn to read the price action, I was starting to identify the high probability setups. I was doing between 60 to 70%, but I was still break even, and I was constantly questioning myself, like, what the heck? I'm 65% and I'm not making any money. What is going on here? Because I know traders who are who have 45% win percentage, and they have killing money management system, and they're really making a lot of money because they're doing good. Why am I 65%, 70, and still being break even or making some chump change, a few bucks, few $100? So I decided to switch it up to 8 to 10 ticks, and the reason is because once I had my, my loser, I knew that right now I find myself in a pit that I need to, get out of as quickly as I can. I right now need to make 3 winning trades just to be break even. And what that would do, that would put a lot of pressure on me. I would start looking for a lot of trades. I would start jumping the gun. I would be taking a lot of sketchy trades, a lot of setups. They're not even there. They're not at the key entry point. Those are not second entries, high probability setups. And that will result, as you can expect, into even more losing trades. So I was really going nowhere. I was even more frustrated. So I one day I took a little bit step back and I, did a little bit introspection. And I looked at the chart and I figured out that if I mark the high probability setups, if I trade the way I'm supposed to trade, if I learn the strategy, 98% of those trades would work easily for 2 points or more, easily. So I went back, I backtested, 100 days, and I figured out that almost, if you read the chart correctly, if you take high probability setups, they will work for a lot of points. And the reason why traders don't want to, why they stick so much to their 1 point scalp is because they want to be right even if they're wrong. Even if they're reading the price action wrong and they're on the wrong side of the market, they still want to make money. And I think personally that's a wrong mindset to have, because you want to embrace losing trades. Everybody has losing trades, so you want to embrace them. And what I used to also did, this is a little bit of a rant, so if you haven't clicked out yet, I appreciate it. What I also used to do is I used to scalp for 2 ticks, because I wanted to be right so bad and I was so adamant of losing trades that I went for only 2 ticks. Obviously, that's not going to work at all. You can give 6 winning trades back when just one trade, plus you will, give broker all your money on your commissions. So that really couldn't work. But that's the mindset. People don't want to go for more, because the longer they are in the trade, the more they get frustrated, the more they get scared and they get anxious. They really want to take their money as quickly as they can. They cannot stand watching the price go to their target profit and not hit yet. They already want to, exit the order and take whatever they can, because they don't want to have losing trade. Whatever happens, they don't want to have losing trades. And that's the wrong business. Trading is about having losing trades. Everybody has them. I don't care what guru you're watching. Everybody has losing trades, and you need to accept it. So since a majority of trades, 98% of them would work even for more than 4 ticks, and it is better for your mental state of mind, so why not do it? Because once I went for 8 to 10 ticks, I was so in the zone. I was feeling comfortable because I know I can make my losing trade right back on the next trade, even win some. If I'm going for 10 ticks, if the market is a little bit more volatile, I can even win a little bit more. So I just got really comfortable, and my head was much clearer. I was so calm, and that resulted in even making more winning trades. And I know a lot of you feel the same way, because you're thanking me about trying this concept and you're seeing that it works. So that's my target profit, why I'm going for 8 to 10 ticks, just because it is better for your bank account and it's better for your mental capital. You really feel so comfortable. And once again, every trader is different. Everybody's using different money management system, and it works. You don't have to follow me. I'm just getting a lot of questions, so I'm explaining what I'm doing. Now I want to talk about why I'm using limit orders, because to me, limit orders are just too good not to use them, to be honest with you, because most of the time market will always tick 1 tick below the signal bar or above, and then even trace a little bit back. Very rarely market will gap. I don't think, let me find a gap between the bar. There's probably not a single gap here. It's very limited where market just gaps and keeps going and not ticking few ticks back. So I'm using the limit orders because, one, I'm making my risk smaller. If I wait for entry to trigger and I put my limit order 1 or 2 ticks back, my stop loss just got smaller by 2 ticks, 1 or 2 ticks. And this is good. It's making me feel, once again, more emotionally stable. If I have a losing trade, I don't worry about it. I just saved myself even 2 ticks. So what's the problem? What's the matter if I lose here, if I can make it back right after the next trade? There is no problem whatsoever. So that's the one reason. The second reason is, and this is probably the most important reason, institutions are very smart. They see the orders and they always go back for the runners. You will see that if you go back and watch my live trading, I will enter a trade, prices will go, and they will pull back and try to go for all the runners and stop them out. If you use limit orders, you can actually make your runner a little bit more safe because it's further back. And since everybody's using stop orders, the prices will go back to their break-even point or the entry stop order point, and they continue working higher. I cannot tell you how many runners I have saved by just being a little bit more greedy and put my limit order back. You will save, and once you get your 1 or 2 good runners, your money management is fantastic. Your math will it will completely change the math on your numbers. So that's the second reason why I do this. And if you think about it, if you combine this limit order even with my 8 tick or 10 tick target profit, it will almost be the same as if you go for 4 ticks, because if you use stop, you have to put a 1 tick above the signal bar. And if you put a 1 tick above the signal bar, and let's say you put a 1 tick above the signal bar, and I put it 2 ticks back, even though I'm going for 8 ticks, I just saved myself 3 ticks. So you're going for 4 on a stop, and I'm going for 8 on the limit order. And if you can do the math, it's 7 to 8, and it's very, similar. So yes, you will miss some trades. That will happen. But my personality is okay with this. I can handle this. I don't worry about this at all, because I would rather, if I have a losing trade, I want to lose as less money as I can. And if I have a winning trade, I want to really make sure I win. So that's my personality. I love this. I don't worry about missing a trade at all, because I know since I'm going for 8 to 10 ticks, I can make my money back. I can make a lot of money back fairly quickly, because let's say I miss a trade, and if I went for 4 ticks, those are 2 trades. So if I miss 1 trade and then make 1 trade, I'm still 8 ticks in profit. So I still made what I would initially on the 2 trades. So you don't have to follow this, but this worked for me for many years. I've been trading for 8 years almost now. We are coming on 8, and I've been trading this for like 5 years. Let's say I've been first 2.5, 3 years, I've been going for 4 ticks, and as I started to get better and better, I decided to switch it up, and I started to using only limit orders. I very rarely use stop orders. I only use stop orders when I'm demonstrating a live trade, because I want you guys to see my session. But I don't really use much stop orders. Limit orders are, I like limit orders, and I'm like 8 to 10 tick target profit. So today was a little bit different video. If you made it to the very end, I appreciate it. Like the video if you get some value from this, even though it's just me ranting. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And once again, I apologize for not really making a good video about the chart, but there's really nothing to trade here. Very slow. This is 1 hour before market open. Market opens right here, and this is 16:30. So you've been sitting here for 2 hours and all this happened, and this is a lot of congestion. So it's really not worth to wait. So I hope you guys had a great week. Enjoy your weekend, refresh your mind, and I'm gonna see you guys on the Monday so we can make some money. Take care, everybody.